Welcome to What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship. And I'm so happy to have somebody I've known a long time. Chassity Spells is here with us today. She is a business owner and an awesome young lady, woman, entrepreneur, doing some great things in Northwest Louisiana. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you. I'm Chassity Spells, recently married to Darius Spells at the Red Barn. He's the owner there. I grew up in Shreveport, of course. I went to Loyola College Prep. I played basketball.
Yes.
So after high school, of course, I went on to college. I went to Tulane University where I played basketball there as well. A lot of people don't know, but I did go and play overseas for a little while. Didn't like it, so I returned. Got more education at Grambling State University. Finished there, and then that's when I opened up my business doing mental health. So now I've been doing that for like 3 years, and within that has come other opportunities. I'm really big now into blogging.
Right.
So I have my own blog. It's called itsjustchass.com.
Yes.
And I give a lot of tips about business and a lot of things that young entrepreneurs don't know getting into business.
Right.
So I give a lot of tips about that and different things that they can look into, like business credit, your own credit, how to progress in your business, different goals you should set, different avenues of things you should do with your business. So
awesome. Yeah. Good. And you're right here from Shreveport, Louisiana. So tell us, what all does your business do?
Okay, so I own Unconditional Care Behavior Center, and we provide counseling services to mental health clients. And we do adults as well as kids.
Awesome.
So what happens is we have a counselor that'll come out to your home or to your school, community, wherever you are, provide counseling services, coping skills for you for anything you're dealing with mentally. And then we partner that with a doctor on staff who goes and gives the medication aspect.
Wow.
A lot of people do not believe in medication for mental health, but if you do, we provide that option as well.
Awesome. So what motivated you or inspired you to want to be a business owner and entrepreneur?
The crazy thing is I never saw myself being a business owner.
Wow.
I was never the one to say, I'm going to own my own business someday. I did see my parents own their own business for 16 years.
Wow.
They owned a transportation company here in town, M&J Transportation, and they did non-emergency transportation where they transport people to and from the hospitals and doctor's appointments. So I did see them do that for about 16 years, and I always thought it was pretty cool that they didn't have to clock in on anybody's clock or anything like that, but I did not see myself as that. I did not.
Wow. So you grew up around entrepreneurship, but you didn't even see yourself. But
I did
now
not.
That is what you're doing. Well, that's awesome. And so on the next segment, what I want to do, I want you to tell us some good advice for young people or just anybody looking to get into business. So we'll be coming right back, and we'll have Chassity give us some nuggets, some good things about being an entrepreneur.
My name is Jessica Latin, and I am the owner of JL Counseling. I provide individual counseling, family counseling, and group counseling, and I cover a variety of topics, including grief counseling, anger management, depression, and anxiety. Domestic violence and maternal mental health are two topics that are very near and dear to my heart, and there is a lack of services here in our community. And that is why I chose to specialize in those two areas. There is a huge stigma surrounding mental health these days, and I really want to be a beacon of light in this community to show everyone that your mental health is just as important as your physical health. My favorite part about the counseling process is watching my clients achieve their goals and seeing the smile on their faces and the change in their attitude really helps me to realize this is why I became a counselor.
We are back here on What's the Biz, your place for business and entrepreneurship, and I have Chassity Spells here. Chassity, you've been in business for how long now?
Going on 4 years.
4 years. That's a long time.
It
so
is.
tell us some of the good, the bad, and ugly with business, and some advice you would give to somebody.
Gotcha. Well, the good, of course, is what everybody broadcasts, is you get to make your own schedule, you know. You don't have to clock in on anybody's time.
Right.
You know, those are always the good things everybody tells you. But they don't tell you that you don't clock in, but you never clock out.
Right.
You know,
Right.
when you go to sleep, your mind is steady wandering on thoughts and things that you can be doing to progress your business,
Right.
and different things that you have to do after hours.
Exactly.
So to me, that was how my blog started. You know, a lot of people in the community see young people being business owners, and they're like, oh, that's so cool, I want to do it too. Yeah, it is cool,
Right.
but you know, the behind the scenes of things that people don't see
Right.
was the whole reason that I started the It's Just Chaz blog. So I give the ugly on that. I
Right.
give the, oh, well, the company wasn't making money this month, so what am I gonna do?
Right.
So I give a lot of tips on things that you can do as far as like savings, having different accounts that
Right.
your money can go into. So it's a lot of different things that I give on the blog that I like to help people out with
Right,
that.
right. And what's the name of that blog again?
It's justchaz.com.
Good, good. And I've read several articles on there. It's awesome. And I'm almost 30 years old, so at this point, I'm transparent about almost
Yeah,
anything.
me too.
And I tell young people all the time, if you're looking to get into business, I tell them all of the ugly stuff.
I do
first.
too.
You, like you said, you're going to be working all of the time. Your phone will always be going on
Always.
and off consistently. You're
Always.
going to struggle mentally and
Physically.
definitely, physically and,
And
definitely,
spiritually.
and definitely what?
Financially.
You're going to struggle.
Yes,
You're going to have
yes.
those ups and downs.
Yes.
I've been in business for a good while now, and it's been times where there was a whole lot of money, then it's been some other times it's like,
None.
oh, okay, let's figure something out.
Yes.
But luckily, every time it gets figured out, thanks to God. But
It
yeah,
is.
I love it, and I love that about your blog, that you don't just talk about, hey, I get to pick my own schedule, I
Right.
get to hire
Right.
people, but you talk about some of the, so what are some of the
Right.
ugly things that go on for business owners?
Ooh, like you said, the financials. You know, it's seasonal, and I like to tell people when you're doing great in your come up season,
Right.
save money.
Right.
That is number one thing. Always save, because in business there are ups and downs.
Right.
And when the downs come, you want to make sure you have funds to sustain your business.
Exactly.
So that's one of the things I always tell people. Spiritually, now, if you're not spiritual, I don't know if you're gonna
Right.
make it in business,
Right.
because to me, that's the only way I have made it. It's
Right.
because I'm spiritual and I lean and depend on God for everything that goes on in my business.
Right.
So without him, I don't even know if I know I would not have a business.
Exactly.
So I think, and I tell people all the time, you know, you want to get closer to God, start a business,
Right,
you know.
right, exactly.
So that's my number one thing, spiritual, of course.
Right, exactly. Because, like you say, spiritually, there will be many times where
Yes.
your faith will be tested.
Definitely.
Rather. Especially when it gets down to payroll days, and as we know in business, sometimes invoices take
Yes.
a little time to get in.
Yes.
Especially sometimes if it's a larger entity or
Yes.
government entity, it could be 30, 60, 90,
Yes.
sometimes 120, even more days until
Yes.
you get what. So you have to have that faith to know that, hey,
It's
but
gonna work.
Yeah, that it's going to work. And if you do have it, it always works. Well,
It
that's awesome.
does.
What's some other advice that you would give somebody in business? Not necessarily somebody young, but even maybe somebody that's 50, 55 that's just starting their business.
I tell people, find your passion first. You know, don't go after the money, because if you're doing it for the money, when the money droughts or it goes out, like, what are you going to do then?
Right.
You know, if you're doing it for the money. I tell people all the time, go for your passion. What do you like to do? What do you enjoy doing? Make that your business. And then you'll feel like, I know it's so cliche that you feel like you'll never work a day in your life, but it's really true.
Right.
Because when you're waking up worrying about fashion or doing this or having this thing that you like to do so much, you're not thinking, oh my God, I got to go to work today.
Right.
Oh my God, I got to do this today.
Right.
No, you're thinking, oh my God, I get to do this new outfit that I always want to do on this
Right.
client. And it's work. You're getting paid to do it, but you're enjoying it as well.
Right.
So I would tell people, first of all, make sure you're following your passion, for
Awesome.
sure. For sure.
Good. Well, we have one more segment with Chassity here on What's the Biz. So thank you so much. So we got one more segment. So we're going to talk about what's going on in your future. We'll be right back. Welcome back to What's the Biz. I'm here with Chassity Spells, business owner, entrepreneur, blogger, and probably a whole lot of other things coming in the future. So tell us what's going on here in the future.
Oh, well, me and my husband, of course, we get a lot of inquiries about, how do we get started on business? How do we do this? How do we do that? So we have decided to partner together to write our first book.
Okay, good.
So within that, we're going to be discussing the ups and downs of, newly married, because me and my husband only been married for about 2 years, going on 2 years in December. So newly married and both households or both people in the household being entrepreneurs, which is very difficult. So, we have to deal with time management. We have to deal with learning how to cut, work and then become husband and wife.
Exactly.
So we have that coming, me and my husband together. Me, myself, still progressing with the blog. I still want to do a lot more things with it. I do want to add a consulting business aspect to the blog to where people can, come and get more in-depth training on certain things that I've kind of learned over the years on my own for the past 3-4 years. So that's another thing. I am starting mentoring. I have a mentee right now. Awesome. She's really cute, so cute. She's into business, wants to do t-shirts. Awesome. So I do want to help her with that. So
good. Well, that sounds exciting, and we know that you're going to make all of those awesome things happen. So you're going to try. So what are some of the long-term goals for your business, your mental health business?
So some of the long-term goals, we have 2 locations. So we have one here in Shreveport and we have another one in Sabine Parish, and it's in Manny, Louisiana. We're in the process of possibly going into a 3rd location by the end of this year. So that's what we would like to do. We would like to expand some of our services. It's known as a mental health rehab. So there's different programs that we can bring in. So like ACT, FFT, MST, these are different programs for counseling. So it allows us to be more intense and more hands-on with our clients. Right.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we're excited to see all of the great things. I remember years ago when me and you met, we were just sitting down. I think it was an ideal at that point. You were actually working downtown. We sat and had lunch and talked about all of this. So even for me, I'm proud just to even see everything that you're doing from that conversation over 4 years ago. So I'm just excited about your future and all of the great things that you're going to do, the people you're going to mentor, entrepreneurship, all of those good things. So again, we're here on What's the Biz, and Chassity Spells here. Thank you so much
Thank you
joining
for having
us today.
me.
And thank you. I've known you for a long time. You know me for all of my life, not since you're just a little older.
He's my cousin.
Just a little older. But thank you for being on here today.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching, and we're excited about many more episodes to come, so see you next time.